Our next job is to start transferring the lines between different tonal values. So this area here is very light, and this area in this cloth drapery bit in the background has a kind of mid-tone and slightly lighter bit here, but you can see the way that that white is contrasted to the tone in the background. And I'm going to start drawing my curves somewhere like that. I'm going to try and work out where on my grid this bit is, and I want to try and show that point, so where that white line crosses that line, and I reckon it's just to the left of halfway on that part of the grid, and I can put myself a line. I'm going to follow that curve around and try and find that spot, which I reckon is just up from halfway across that diagonal. So then I can give myself that curve, and I know that that's not going to be far off. Okay, I can then try and put this bit in as well. It's got to join up. I'm going to work out where that bit is. It's somewhere like there and there, and it comes across to about here. Try and work that curve out of the lip of the jug. Okay, there's a little bit of tone here which I can put in to give myself that shape, and I know I've got to put a shadow in there. Right, I can follow this line down now, but I can't see very much going on here because it's all quite light, but it's worth working out where that's going to go. I want to go to about that point there, so I can put that in. Okay, now the next bit I'm going to try and concentrate on is the apple here, this curve of the apple, because that's kind of next, following that line down, that's where I'm going to see it, where that touches the side of the apple. And I reckon that is, it's in this section here, and it's about there. So you've got to use your eye to try and calculate where the various different tonal variations happen. This line here I want to draw in all the way around. It's going to come to that point there, which is to the left of halfway of that line. So I'm coming into about there, something like that. That's where I'm going to land. And then round the corner to that. So it's coming around about there. So this is what I'm trying to do, is draw myself an outline of the different objects. When you come to a bit of detail like the stem's quite good on this because I know it's right where that line meets that line. So I know I can go there and find it. It's in that place there, and the stem is going to be about like that for the bottom section of it. And it's going to curve round. Well, how do you know how to start off? What you've got to do is try and find something that is the most dramatic mark on the page. So the biggest tonal variation. I think this sort of S shape here is really crucial for the whole image. And you can have a look at yours and decide where you think that might be. Right, so this stem of the apple just curves around to about there, goes up. And I'm just looking carefully at my photo so I can tell what that shape is going to be like. And then I know that that little bit of the indent of the apple happens there. I can put that in with a line. And then there's a shadow here, which curves up and shows the form of that curve of the apple. The shadow's cast by the light not being able to get through this stem, so it casts a shadow on the surface of the apple. And that's going to then form as the curve happens at the top of that apple. And if you did that too straight, it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look like the apple was dipping down into the bit where the stem comes out. So all you need to do, he says, is try and make your objects as nice and perfectly formed as you can. Okay? Work your way around your photo. You're going to need to concentrate because it's quite tricky. You need to just keep an idea. Don't get lost. If you get lost, stop and just check where your various different lines are crossing your grid. And that way you should, in theory, be able to get your fruit or whatever it is in your drawing as nice and accurate as possible.